In retrospect, I probably would have done things a little differently.
That was what everybody's talking about. Under fire and firing back. That was Donald Trump Jr. defending himself from accusations of collusion with Russia. At noon tonight, just a short time ago, President Trump said he didn't know about his son's meeting with that Russian lawyer until recently, but critics aren't convinced.
As you can see from the clock behind Sean, it's 6:30, and on the rundown on the side of your screen is one of the big stories we're talking about at 6:30. As always, if you'd like, you can tweet us what's on your mind with the hashtag 5@630. All right, we're watching two big stories tonight. Christopher Wray grilled by the Senate Judiciary Committee. He was nominated by the president to lead the FBI. He was a high-ranking official in George W. Bush's Justice Department and later represented New Jersey Governor Chris Christie in the Bridgegate scandal.
And, of course, we are also following those latest developments in the Russia investigation. Donald Trump Jr. spoke to Fox's Sean Hannity. He said he wanted to clear the air over the controversy surrounding that meeting last summer with the Russian lawyer.
In retrospect, I probably would have done things a little differently. Again, this is before the Russia mania. This is before they were building it up in the press. For me, this was opposition research. They had something, you know, maybe concrete evidence to all the stories I'd been hearing about, but they were probably underreported for, you know, years, not just during the campaign. So I think I wanted to hear it out. But really, it went nowhere, and it was apparent that that wasn't what the meeting was actually about.
Donald Trump Jr. also said he never told his father about the meeting. And today, in an interview with Reuters, President Trump said, nope, he didn't know about that meeting until just a couple of days ago. Mr. Trump also defended his son's decision to take that meeting. He said he thinks many people would have done the same thing.
All right, let's bring in our panel tonight. Glenn Ivey, former state's attorney for Prince George's County. He's also a former federal prosecutor and was a congressional lawyer during another major investigation, the Whitewater affair. Maurice Simpson's president of the Prince George's County Young Democrats and Republican strategist and guy who got the blue suit and white shirt memo, Spencer Sullivan, joining us all here on our panel tonight. Gentlemen, good evening.
Good evening.
All right, let's start. Glenn Ivey, welcome in tonight. So with all of this going on right now, a lot of people are saying, is the focus in the right place on this investigation? What new wrinkle did the email situation brought forth by Donald Trump Jr. add to the investigation?
Well, it clearly connected the Trump campaign to Russians who were trying to give information to the campaign, and it was explicitly outlined in the email as it was going to be incriminating against Hillary Clinton, and that they wanted to try and help Trump win the presidency. So those are two big problems that were explicitly there in the email that hadn't been there before.
But the question is, was it criminal? Did that rise to the level of something that perhaps he could be prosecuted for, or something the Trump organization, the campaign, could get in trouble for?
Yes, that's the short answer. I think they're kind of scrambling now to sort of deny that he intended for it to be what it was. But it looks like you've got potential violations of the campaign finance laws, for example, receiving information from nationals or foreign individuals to influence a federal campaign can cross that line. It looks like there's some conspiracy potential here, too. Linking up the effort by the campaign to try and undermine Hillary Clinton. And then there's the risk that some of the information may have come from hacks or the like. That hacks or theft, basically. So the campaign really may be in some issues, or the people who are on the campaign now in the administration may be in some hot water.
Okay. Gentlemen, jump in.
No, I mean, I just think this further calls into question the integrity of this administration. For months, the Trump administration and the Trump campaign denied any contact with Russia in terms of, just mere communication or collusion. I mean, this pokes a direct hole in those statements. And so I think this furthers the investigation needs to go as far as it can.
Look, we've seen both, well, many lawyers come out today and said this wasn't treason, this wasn't collusion. Taking a meeting is not collusion, right? Accepting a meeting happens all the time. It's not collusion. The Democrats out there who are saying that this is treason either don't know the definition of treason,
and Tim Kaine was one of them,
or just overreacting and crying wolf. And let's face it, the Democrats' playbook of crying wolf and overreacting hasn't worked against Donald Trump in 2016. Didn't work in the special elections. If they really want to connect with the American voters again, they should talk about issues that matter, like health care and tax reform.
But Spencer, I mean, I'm sure that's what the American people would love to talk about, but it seems this scandal keeps coming up every single time and every single day, so we can't get off of the topic. But while you say, that the Republicans have been equally critical of Donald Trump Jr. in these emails as the Democrats have. I mean, so how do you respond to, all sorts of Republican lawmakers saying they need to come clean now, enough is enough?
Yeah, no, and I can't agree more. I think, first and foremost, this meeting never should have happened. And a call to FBI completely should have happened as well. Take that off the table, though, right? and you have this drip, drip, drip effect. They really need to sit everyone down in the White House. Any met with someone named Boris, anytime you drink vodka with anyone else, right? Tell me what's going on to get this information out, because the way they're handling this crisis right now isn't very effective. But at the same time, we're not hearing a lot about the whole collusion or attempts of collusion with the Ukrainians and the DNC. I mean, they actually worked with the DNC, worked with a consultant to disseminate information with the Ukrainian government and get that out. But this is just an email that at best, at face, could provide some evidence of collusion. But we have evidence with the Ukrainian government saying.
But did the Ukrainian government jump in? Was there demonstrable interference with the Ukrainian government in the election?
Well, whether it's effective or not is not the problem, right? It still happened. Just because you're ineffective in your collusion, doesn't make you.
Maurice, you want to jump in?
Yeah, well, I mean, in traditional Trump fashion, we're moving the ball here. I mean, we're talking about the Ukrainian government versus the DNC. When we have a direct meeting where Trump Jr. says, "I love it," where that shows his direct intent to engage in some type of activity with Russian officials. And so to try to move the ball on, another situation that has, no evidence whatsoever, is just a disservice.
You talk about all these.
Here's the problem for the Trump White House right now. They're getting so problematic with the information that's coming out. It's actually peeling off Republicans. You have Lindsey Graham and others coming out and really not only distancing themselves from the White House, but just being openly critical about it. And on Capitol Hill, they're trying to blame things on the Democrats for not moving forward. But everybody knows that the Republicans control the White House, the House, and the Senate. The problem with moving policy forward isn't the Democrats. It's they can't really get united behind especially on health care.
Let me ask you, I know we're out of time real quick. My producer's going to kill me. I'm just curious, what do you think is going on behind the scenes right now with Robert Mueller as he's looking at this investigation when you look at it from your perspective?
I mean, he hasn't even gotten started yet. I mean, the amazing thing that we've gotten this amount of information, nobody's issued subpoenas, no interviews have been done by Mueller yet. They haven't even started the grand jury. So once he really gets going, what might they turn up?
I don't know. Find out. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us on the
Good conversation. Thank you all.
Yep, forever. But